It's time for Cats Talk Wednesday. Small town and big city joined forces. Vinny Hardy of Lynch, Kentucky, and Terry Brown of Louisville, Kentucky, team up to give you free-flowing, laid-back sports talk. Focus on Kentucky Wildcats, as well as pertinent information in the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball.
What's going on, everybody? Cats Talk Wednesday. Terry TV Brown, Vinny Hardy, BS3 Network. Appreciate everybody watching on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and all that. And it'll be up on the audio later too. So appreciate y'all. TV, man, we got a win against a good team. We got the best team on campus in the Final Four. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, man.
We got a win against Indiana. I'm gonna pump my brakes a little bit. Like as I put out, right? Like my flow chart. Kentucky wins, happy. Kentucky loses, sad. So they won, so I'm happy. But woo, I'm still not ready to still not ready.
I felt the same way, and I thought about your chart when I was watching the first half. When, let's be honest, it was teetering, and it could have spiraled the other way because they was kind of taking it to us.
Yeah,
you saw the second half, and you go on the run, and good defense, and Diabate brought toughness, and he said we're not going to be soft, or I'm not going to be soft, and y'all can follow my lead if you want. And I tweeted it out. It was kind of like the North Carolina game. It was kind of ragged. It was kind of, the games you talk about, the Louisville games, the 58-50 Louisville game, thought that game thought this was hard to watch. That game was like, ooh.
and maybe this is just what this team's going to have to do is grind it out.
Mm-hmm.
They've shown flashes of really good defense because outside of the Gonzaga game, I thought defense has been pretty good. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but the comeback like they did against Louisville started on the defensive end. To make things interesting against Michigan State was on the defensive end. Even North Carolina, for a big chunk of the game, they had Caleb Wilson locked up for most of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can lean into the defense and then gut it out, I think we're going to see the bench get a little shorter, and we saw that during the second half of Indiana. That may be the way this goes. So a lot of positive things to build on, but it's got to give it to me for 40 minutes, and then let's see. But my thing is, this is just not the offense that we were promised, and so if we got to gut it out, we got to gut it out.
Yeah, because it's Jalen Lowe was able to play, and it's deja vu. We hold our breath just like we did with Butler last year. Any kind of move, any kind of tweak, he was getting in the paint, but he was missing the layups. But then he finally got some of them to go. That helped the run. It's your chart. Like I said, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like, hey, we should be happy we won, but still got a ways to go if we want to do anything against anybody.
Because how good is Indiana? That's the thing. Don't get me wrong. There are teams that I want to beat. It doesn't matter who they're playing, who they got out there. Indiana's one of them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But before Saturday, last time Kentucky and Indiana played, right here in Des Moines, in the NCAA tournament.
In
back 2016, yeah.
With Euless and Murray now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had, was it Thomas Bryant was that dude for them?
Yeah. But so look, build on it, keep it going. I didn't feel bad, during the first half when we saw some of these effort plays and people were making a big deal. That shouldn't be the standard, right? Like that should be the expectation.
Mm-hmm.
But I was glad they were. Again, if we've got to grind it out, we got to grind it out. If we've got to shorten the bench, we got to shorten the bench. Looks like JQ's on his way back, so we'll see how that changes a little bit. It may just be, hey, we're gonna have to those old Memphis Grizzly teams. We may have to just grind it out.
Yeah, Tony Allen and
and Mark Gasol, Zach Randolph, and those teams like just Mike Conley.
Conley was on. Yeah, he's so old. He was on those teams.
Yeah, just got to grind it. I keep saying grind it out, but that's all it is. Like it probably is not going to be aesthetically pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably going to be a herky jerky brand of basketball, which is not pleasing to the eye. But what is pleasing is when you have more points than your opponent at the end of the game. So I'll take it. That's my analysis. I'll take it. But moving forward, the whole JMI thing is still no one really knows. And every time Mitch says something, it's what?
What does he do? Like, why are we being so irritable? Well, why not be transparent or just calmly answer some questions? Have a real media session. Like the pregame show before before Indiana? And look, you're the movie guy. Everybody knows. TB knows all the movies, all the lines. I know nothing because I barely watch movies, and it's like pulling teeth to get me to watch a movie. But first thing I thought, because we saw the session where he was saying we got enough, and 19th time we kept snippy with the presser after Will Stein got hired, which was happy. Then he has the interview with Tom Leach, the exclusive, and he's not going to get hard questions. And he still went Leo Marvin in What About Bob, as Faye said, Leo, you don't have to be so snippy. He go, hey, what about Bob? He gonna tell Tom Leach to get your phraseology right when Tom said NIL instead of rev share. So I said, what? And my wife, just like you, I like sports so much. My wife doesn't like it as much as she used to. She kind of quit. So, but I turned it up. I think I muted the TV, turned up the pregame show, and she's like, "Who is that?" I said, "That's the AD." And then to get the phraseology right, she said, What's he being so butthurt about? What's he so mad for? I'm like 30 seconds in. That's her first impression of Mitch.
Well, the best thing is when your wife is not as involved and you can bring her in and she's like, well, wait a minute. I absolutely love it. Like I tell you, having to explain college football in great detail to my wife is like, it's what? I'm like, hold on. I'm going to tell you the Bobby Petrino story. And she's like, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm not through yet. And so just all this stuff, like, like I said, she knows way more about baseball than I do. Give her that. But college football and how it operates, she's like, what? I'm like, makes no sense. Nothing about it makes sense. Nothing about any of this makes sense. And so also, because she's an Iowa fan, I know I talk about Iowa all the time, but like every coach for every sport gets at least 10 years on the job.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a bad season, all right, get them next time. And some people can be like, well, that's built, that's accepted mediocrity. No, it's not. It really isn't. We talk about coaching searches. Again, Iowa's had 2 in 50 years. 2 coaches. That's it. They don't understand. Like, that's crazy, right? Like, that's absolutely crazy when you start looking at that. The field hockey coach has been there 15 years. You know, they just Lisa Bluter, the women's basketball coach, had been there 25 years. Like that's their whole get down. That's what they do. So a lot of stuff we talk about as other sports fans, they don't get, right? Like they don't get it.
No.
Even as much as they've got the NIL collective, and again, there's more money in Iowa than you think. But like I've told you before, they built a wrestling only facility on campus, and the AD was like, "Can y'all give some money? We'd like to get this done," and they did it. Like, okay, all right, not a problem. And so, you know, it's. I know I'm always, you know, kind of being Iowa focused, but it's one of those you forget about them because I didn't know anything about Iowa until I got here. But then you start looking, it's like, okay, you know, they've had 11 consensus first team All American football players, 11 in the last 12 seasons. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You know, they had a guy, Logan Jones. He won the Remington Award this year for the best center in college football. In my case, worked with his mom.
Oh wow.
Way back when. So, but anyway, like you talk about Brigadier Kate in, and you just because we get in the weeds of all the sports stuff and in the weeds, but you bring in a fresh set of eyes and be like, this is all ridiculous, and you're like. It actually is. Your spot, absolutely. I mean, I'm gonna keep participating.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is dumb as hell. Like it is.
Yeah.
Like you would think a kid dying on your watch as a head coach would make you unhireable. No. DJ Durkin still got a job.
Yeah.
You would think because she was. You know, we're going through the Michigan Sharon Moore story.
Oh man, yeah.
And she was like, well, surely he's. I was like, I don't know. Like, we've seen. What does it take to get somebody out of the paint? Dave Bliss might be the only coach that really got out of the paint. Everybody else, you may not get back to the big time.
Yeah.
Like, that may be the thing. But once a coach, always a coach.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's the funny thing about coaching is like there's only a few jobs that we, you know, say their title when we see somebody: president, doctor, and coach.
Yeah.
If you coach somebody at T-ball, you gonna be coach for the rest of your days. You're the coach.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, explaining this stuff to someone who doesn't follow is like, wait, what? None of it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But back to what you're saying, I interrupted you talking about Mitch. My longtime issue with Mitch is he communicates poorly.
Yeah.
And you need good, clear communication. Like you need that. I think things took a dip when Dwayne Peavy left. I mean, you can look at it and how things were then to where they are now. Like it's been kind of a drought. I know we're going to talk a little volleyball, but outside of volleyball, there's been a noticeable downturn kind of across the board, especially with the big sports. And just a general disconnect between the fan base and the athletic department. There's just this disconnect, you know, last 4 or 5 years especially. And you need someone to be clear and concise and, hey, I got this. Because he dropped the ball on the Cal and Stoops basketball school, football school. As the AD, them dudes should have been in his office like, hey, we wrapping this up now. This benefits nobody.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Yep.
But he had to throw in his 2 cents. And now everybody is doing like That was a miss.
Yeah, sure was.
And whatever he's doing now, also a miss. Like, I don't know who's advising. Like, who's like, hey, man, this is how you need to handle this. Somebody needs to do it. But this is sometimes what happens after you've been somewhere 20 years.
Right.
I think that you need, if you're going to do a job like that, or any job, you have to bring in fresh eyes. You have to, you can't keep doing what you've been doing, right? Like every coach, longtime coach, has changed, right? The way Coach K was getting it done with Danny Ferry was not the way he was getting it done with Zion Williamson, right? Like that's how that goes. What I was gonna say what Roy Williams was doing with, Nick Collison and Jock Vaughn and them was different than what he was doing with Rashad McCants. Like you have to change your approach. Going back to Iowa, Kirk Ferentz looking at year 27, and there's been dips, but he's been able to readjust. Like, hey, my son's not getting it done. He's got to go. They had a losing season in 2012, and then within a couple years, they were undefeated and going to the Rose Bowl. Like that, but what happens is if you're somewhere for 20 years, and look, he had people leave, right? Florida's AD, Dwayne Peavy, who we mentioned, like, but that's what happens, right? Like championship, those guys leave, and if you don't build back up, that's what happens. So, I think it's time for a change at the top. There's no reason for Kentucky athletics to not be near the top.
Nope.
Like there's just no reason for it. And I thought that JMI deal was limiting.
Yeah.
When they signed it. Because it's like, wait, nobody else is doing this? So if you're doing something nobody else is doing, it's either genius or crazy. There's no in between.
Yeah.
You're the only ones doing it. Yeah. But the quotes coming out just from agents, like the language in these contracts, it's like, what?
And we don't even keep up with recruiting, but we don't even have recruits to keep up with right now because you said limiting. That's the word. Just get to a certain point, and we the only ones that's got these parameters. Well, we just go somewhere where we ain't got to fool with these parameters. We go to Kansas, go to North Carolina, go here. And,
yeah. Like if you're not going to get top freshmen, you got to get top players from somewhere. And again, I don't know that $22 million figure gets thrown out. Who knows if it's right or wrong? I'd like to know how it got out there. Because as soon as it came out, I was like, this is the setup, right? Like, ooh, y'all paid $22 million for this, or of course they won. They got $22 million. Like, it was a setup from the jump, right?
Either way, it's gonna stick to you no matter what.
Right. And so, yeah, $22 million, you can't lose by 35 points.
Yeah.
Like it's a tough situation. I don't know how you piece it back together. It's still not as bad as what's going on in Michigan. If you just Google Michigan scandal, there's a whole lot, from the Sharon Moore thing to I'd forgotten about like Juwan Howard had to get out of the paint. Like they had a hockey coach they had to get. Like there's a lot going on. How that dude still has a job, like wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like what's going on in Ann Arbor?
Yeah, and down the road in East Lansing, they got several issues too. That we kind of forget about it, but Michigan State got stuff too.
Right. And as we always say,
both of them.
Anybody can act a fool at any point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We understand that, but you can't have repeat offenders, and you can't have people acting a fool in different sports all over the place.
Yeah.
So, I think you thank Mitch. You put up a nice plaque and thank him, but we have to move in a different direction now.
Mm-hmm. Let's get Stevens' comment up here and go and get it out the way, because, fellow Niners fan in the comments. So
yeah.
To get that. JB, I don't know what. Let's see. There he is on X. Still a lot of work to do. Saturday, step in the right direction. We hope so. We hope it's something to build on. We'll see this Saturday, because it's gonna be a challenge. Let's say the St. John's has lost some games. Everybody's had a little rough patch. Tennessee had lost 3 in a row until Louisville got to Knoxville. Even Gonzaga had lost to Michigan by 40 before they beat us by 40. St. John's has had a little rough patch, but TBU and I both know they're going to be tougher and more physical than Indiana. They're going to punch us in the mouth harder than Indiana. So we'll see if we can build on last Saturday.
I was nervous about listening to Barkley and Dickie V do the game. I thought they did pretty good.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite as bad as I thought, but you can't go on a diatribe about players moving and players leaving when the Indiana coach is on his 3rd team in 3 seasons. I think you have to at least mention that, because he was at Drake. I went to a couple of games that year and saw with his son Tucker DeVries. So you can't be at 3 jobs, whatever. Not to open up that can of worms, but I don't know. It all feels different, and I don't know if it's because I'm older. I'd forgotten that the Heisman Trophy was even doing a thing. It was a bunch of people I didn't know. Well, no, it was 3 people I didn't really know, and one guy I'm getting kind of tired of.
Yeah, I wasn't really. I knew the Indiana quarterback because I watched them when they won at Oregon.
Yeah,
I hadn't really watched the Heisman for several years.
Is Billy Sims still wearing them cool suits? I think it's Billy Sims. It's always show. You know how Mercury Morris used to be when the last undefeated team, he would just show up. Billy Sims lived for that Heisman thing. He show up. Don't forget, Heisman. All right, yeah, thank you. All right, then you go back or whatever. But it's always like, who is that? That's my favorite game. It's I don't know who that is. It took me forever to figure out Gino Toretta was in the Heisman, the Heisman House commercials. I'm like, who in the world is that? I was like, no, it's not Jason White. Oh yeah, okay. I forgot Gino Toretta had won it.
That's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's my thing is stop. We can talk about the Heisman without it used to mean something. No, it didn't. It was just a random award that had a lot of hype to it, right? Because there's been great players that didn't win it. Famously, Jim Brown should have won it, but it went to Louisville's own Paul Hornung on a sub-500 Notre Dame team. Mm-hmm. That's when Dick Schaap stopped voting for it, and that was 55 or 56, whatever it was. There's always been a bunch of who? But that's what happens when you got to vote for something, right? I know you're not a movie guy, but a lot of these Oscar movies, it's like that movie won, and then the movies that are great, everybody's like, this movie's awesome, don't win, right? It's just, a random thing, but I didn't even realize the Heisman thing was going on. I guess it's a good thing Indiana won it. I get the Indiana guy Mendoza. Is it Mendoza?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Diego Pavia, hey man, I'm tired of Vanderbilt. I'm just gonna put that out there.
I mean, they definitely, got our number. I don't know. He didn't bother me as bad as he's one of those you love him or hate him type, and he's gonna be who he is to a fault, which is why you pouting after you didn't win. That was messed up. Where he, went off after they didn't win the Heisman, but he wide open no matter what. But I'm glad they had a good year. I'm definitely glad they whooped Tennessee as bad as they whooped us. Should they have made the playoff? I don't know. A 10-2 Vanderbilt team, just the best Vanderbilt we've ever seen. I don't know. And, Notre Dame got sent home, which was good. And they acting whiny and tripping and beat Texas A&M or Miami, and y'all are there. So don't.
And so my thing is, I agree a little bit about what Joel Cat was talking about when he talks about the NCAA tournament, the hoops tournament. It is a poor way to choose a champion.
Uh-huh.
Single elimination, right? It gets brought up because it's Cinderellas and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, on the first weekend. After that, CBS and those business partners want Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina, Kansas in that Elite Eight, in that Final Four. Because remember, it was a few years ago with San Diego State, Miami, and nobody watched.
Florida Atlantic and all them.
Yeah, and nobody watched.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you need to, that's a barometer, but honestly, all this stuff it's a TV show. And I'm not trying to. It's made for TV.
Mm-hmm.
I get all that, but you do have to put in your 12-team field. Yeah, you gotta let James Madison in.
Yeah.
You have to do that. Mm-hmm. I think because you can't have 8 SEC teams in. That's ridiculous in a 12-team field.
Yeah.
So somebody's gonna get left out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Diego didn't rub me as raw as badly as maybe he had others, but he is, the same kind of Manziel type dude. He's just one of those guys. He gonna rub you the wrong way. He gonna be cocky. He gonna be, doing his money and whatever,
Yeah.
all that. But it's, good year, good for them. Glad they had their good run. And
yep, they're gonna lose that bowl game though.
It was Iowa.
Yeah, because I follow some Iowa accounts, and this Vanderbilt fan was like, "We've had our best season forever, and our reward is playing Iowa." And Iowa people were like, "Wait a minute, this is your first 10-win season ever." Iowa's had 10 10-win seasons in the last, since 2000. Right? This again, Iowa's more consistent than you think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They put dudes in the NFL. Look at all these metrics. Not as bad as you think. And that's why I tweeted out, if you're not chasing that championship level, which most teams aren't, I keep saying Iowa's not a bad place to be.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Vanderbilt, they are in Memphis taking on Penny and them right now. So
Memphis and Louisville played this past weekend, bringing back Metro Conference vibes of my youth and my house divided. Mama B was Memphis State. Papa B was Cardinals, and it was intense way back in those days.
And Louisville kind of
beat the brakes.
Put it on them. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And then they got the same thing last night in Knoxville.
Yeah.
Which that's twice in a row. Tennessee went to Louisville last year and just destroyed them, and then the return trip last night. It's when both of them are on TV, it's just can both of them lose? But I thought it'd be a good game though. I flipped it on the second half, and Tennessee was up 6, and next thing I know they were up 20, and I went, oh man. But I thought Louisville would at least be able to, I thought it'd be a good game, but
well, because the thing is, how good is Louisville? Like, your best wins are Kentucky and Indiana, and like I'm not impressed by those teams right now. So how good are you?
Yeah.
Like I know you have to beat who's on your schedule, but it's like because Louisville lost to somebody else kind of handily. So it's like, okay,
Arkansas.
Yeah, it's like is Louisville as good as we think, or as they want to think?
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents on that.
That's a good point. Yeah, they went to. I don't know if they went to Arkansas, but yeah, they
went to Arkansas, and Cal and company kind of had them bottled up. So I don't know how good Louisville is.
That's true. So, so I guess we got to go to the consistent positive thing, and that's the volleyball. We got another Final Four.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night at 9:00 or 30 minutes after the first match, whatever.
Yeah.
But best team on campus is 2 wins away from another chip.
Yeah, absolutely. What Coach Skinner has built has been incredible. I love, we used to, Hunter Mitchell. People need to follow him on Twitter. He's all over it, but just consistency, man. And I don't know what I'm watching when I watch volleyball. I can't break down, but I'm like, well, they look good. and with Nebraska losing, which was a monumental upset, losing against Texas A&M, and the Cats are going to be the highest seed team remaining. Although it can go, we know what that means, right?
Yeah.
All I'm asking for is because Kentucky has Wisconsin in the national semifinal. I get it. Flashbacks to 2015. But if you recall, in 2014, we also met Wisconsin in the national semifinal, and that turned out differently. If you just go a previous year, Kentucky won that matchup. I had to go back to the tape to make sure I wasn't making it up, but no, Aaron Harrison hit the 3. So I think Eva has a little bit. Eva Hudson has a little bit of Aaron Harrison. I think the Cats get it done. They just seem so focused. It's like we talked about. They play just a hellish out of conference schedule.
Yeah.
And then they go through what has become a hellish conference schedule. I mean, getting Texas out of the paint in back-to-back years.
Yeah.
In Texas, national power. This is I don't know if I mentioned it here, but I think it was Hunter that said this is the first time in like 20 years that Texas has gone 2 years without a conference championship. Because when they joined the SEC, everybody said, "Oh, this is going to be," and Kentucky's winning stuff outright.
No.
So again, not an X's and O's when it comes to volleyball, but woo, they looking good.
And beat Texas for the national championship.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
and then Bum Phillips, some iron went and played for them. Some of the Skinner girls. Yeah. Transferred to Texas, and still, Coach Skinner ain't missed a beat, man. Just unbelievable.
It's about fit. It's about culture, and a lot of those girls have given up a lot to come play at Kentucky. Hunter's explained, like, Some of these girls had offers at other places, more money, more whatever, but people like what Coach Skinner is building and has
Mm.
built.
Yeah.
Y-
She's talking about 20 plus years and still adjusting and staying fresh and getting better,
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
other way.
yeah. And so I'm excited because he might end up with a second national championship, and that's a short list at the University of Kentucky.
I mean, yeah. And look how I was thinking about that because Adolph Rupp is it. And how close everybody has come to, you know, all these championships, 8, Rupp's got 4, 4 other guys got 4. To be at the table by yourself as the only other multi-championship winner, you know, Joe B won at 78. We know about 75. We know about 84. Uh, Patino 96 and 97. Right there. Just got to beat Arizona and you go back to back. Cal with the 4 Final Fours. So no doubt those coaches are aware of it. Their ego would, I'd love to be it'd be Adolph Rupp and then myself as the only coaches
Yeah,
at Kentucky to win multiple national championships, but nobody's been able to get
yes.
that done yet, which is
So
crazy.
fingers crossed, but again, Coach Skinner's got a good thing going. They were sellouts for the tournament, both rounds in Lexington. So
Oh,
they're building something special, and which is crazy that volleyball has taken off like it has, and probably the most consistent team on a lot of campuses in Kentucky. I
sure.
know Louisville's team lost, but their volleyball team has made it to a championship game here
Yeah.
recently, and
Hmm.
Western is always right there, and Northern Kentucky as well.
Hmm.
So I don't know what's
And
going on in the Commonwealth, but
and our girl Kayla Van Hoos is down there coaching
yeah,
uh and doing well. I mean, just up and became a volleyball coach. And
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
absolutely, yeah.
and got a good team, so.
Right. So I don't know what's in the water all of a sudden, but Kentucky as a state is becoming a volleyball state.
Yeah, sure is. Sure is. So yeah, so volleyball, uh men's basketball, we talked about St. John's, we talked about Patino. We got the football team, they're filling out the staff, getting coordinators hired, assistant coaches. Just hope all that fits well. Hope all these guys can come in and the excitement and Hope Stein has a good coordinator. Got the coordinator from LSU for offense, the Texas A&M defensive coordinator, and you know uh, gonna be some transfers. Saw where one of the offensive linemen transferred. That's a big blow. We got to replace that. So it's all gonna fall into place. However, it's gonna
Yeah,
fall into place over these next few months. We're gonna blink. It's gonna be time for the spring game, and everybody be excited about that. And all the portal movement, he'll have to get players. Guys gonna decide if they want to stay or not. So all that's gonna be happening. Um, but hope it all just works out and just it all falls in place. Hope the staff comes together and we'll see what happens this fall.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited, but you don't know what's going to happen until it actually starts happening.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but Will Stein's hitting the ground running as much as he can. So I'm excited about that, and I do think I don't think that the athletic department is broken. I just think we just need to get another captain at the steering wheel, get
Mm-hmm.
this thing back to where it was just a few years ago when Kentucky was a top 10 overall athletic program.
Yeah. Yeah. And if he does make the move, I mean, we mentioned Peavy, who has experience as an actual AD now because he's at DePaul. I just, kind of be a logical choice if he wants to. Who knows? Maybe he likes Chicago. Maybe he likes what he's doing up there. Maybe he likes what the direction. I'm knee deep in with the Blue Demons, and I'm trying to. Who knows? But be interesting to see who is the next captain of the ship whenever that happens too.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Your Knicks won the NBA Cup.
Good for them. I've been saying that. Look, Silver, and we know how JR feels about Adam Silver, wants to make this a thing.
Yeah.
But watching the games, it feels as if the players actually care. And that, to me, is going to go a long way toward making this thing legitimate. It's going to add some legitimacy to it if the players care.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, what happens in June is more important. But this can also be a thing. And so the thing is, I don't understand it. Like, I don't know all the, you win. I don't get, like, eventually I will, but whatever. But the Knicks saying, they won, good for them, good for Cat. They're not going to put the banner up in Madison Square Garden. And why? Like, you're the Knicks. Like, what am I missing? It's been 30 years since they got to Game 7 against your Rockets in '94.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been 25 years since they made it to the finals in '99.
Yeah.
Other than that, as a non-Knick fan, the only Knick highlights I have in my head are when other players would go to MSG to put up 55 points because Jordan did it.
Uh-huh.
Or, the Heat putting them out of the playoffs. Or the Pacers putting them out of the playoffs. Like, I don't get it. And, the NBA is better when the Knicks are good. How do we know? What evidence do we have to say that the Knicks being good is better? Like, I'm sure that Madison Square Garden is better, but the in my lifetime, the Knicks haven't been good enough to warrant this.
That's true.
In my lifetime, I've seen more Mavericks finals games.
Yeah.
I've seen a Toronto Raptors championship.
Yes.
Like, what are we doing here? But they're not going to put the banner up in Madison Square Garden. And I don't know why. And I sent you that thing for awful announcing today where Reggie Miller kind of confirmed what I have been saying, that when the Lakers won the first one and they weren't going to do anything, a phone call happened. Y'all got to put the banner up. You got to do something, right? And as you saw in that picture in the article, like I told you, the Cup banner is right next to the Minneapolis banners up in Crypto.com arena.
Yeah.
As an afterthought. It's next to the 1954 NBA champions. It is different than everything else. Like the Minneapolis Lakers have the baby blue outline, and then you got the purple and gold. This one is like white and black, and like, we're going to put it up there. But then the Bucks won last year, and they put a banner up. But now the Knicks are too good. And I get it. Everybody had jokey jokes for the Lakers. Look, I get it. Everybody's got jokey jokes for the Lakers.
Yeah.
I understand that. But why would the Lakers, as an organization, hype this up when they have 17 NBA championships?
Yeah.
Why would they do that? It makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
When famously, the trophy you get for winning the Western Conference, not the Larry O'Brien, I forgot who but whatever that trophy is, they famously use as doorstops around the office.
The Western Conference trophies,
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and the Knicks, you've got division titles hanging up. There's no division titles. I'm gonna keep saying Staples, but there's no division titles hanging up there or at the Forum.
Yeah.
I'm sure they won a bunch of. I couldn't tell you how many.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how many Pacific Division titles the Lakers have won. That's not what we do.
Yeah.
And you know, because me and the wife just talking about different teams, you know, retiring numbers and honoring players and everything like that. Because UConn just retired Sue Bird's number, but UConn, because of all those great players, right? You don't even get discussed unless you're unless you're in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Because Sue Bird is number 3 to get retired. It's Ray Allen, Rebecca Lobo, now Sue Bird.
Okay.
At UConn. Like the Lakers, fan favorites aren't being honored, and it stinks, right? Because I would love to see Derek Fisher get honored, Robert Horry get honored. Michael Cooper finally went to the Hall of Fame, so he's up there. But like, you know, I don't know. AC Green, get honored. I think Kurt Rambis, I'm just putting out names that would get honored like that, but that's not what they do.
AC was getting honored like a fan favorite. He would get that love like that. I love AC.
I think AC Green would. He had the best Jerry curl in.
Hey man, I was thinking. You mean Michael Cage? I was thinking the same thing, man. And AC kept his for. I mean,
and then he got the old man high top fade that every middle-aged black man in America had in the early '90s. Yeah. It was nice. It was nice when we was on Phoenix. Just a nice,
yeah.
Just that nice Steve Harvey. You know what I'm talking about? That's a good black man haircut.
Just a high tower.
Yeah, that's a good unk cut. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I was thinking about this the other day. We ain't had no new hairstyles in a long time. You know, from afros to the 80s, where it was just the 2 inches all over the Arnold Jackson that every little black kid had, where it was just 2 inches all the way over. And then we got to the high top fade and the slope with the gumbies and this and that and all that. And then people start shaving their head, but we ain't had a new hairstyle in a long time for black folks.
No, then it was some cornrows a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't do all that stuff. Let me be very clear, but I had a high top fade for a little bit. Just skin all the way, clean shaven.
Yeah.
Not too high. Not too high.
I did a little attempt at a little S curl activator thing at the early 2000s, trying to get me some.
Get you some waves. You get a Duke up in there. You know those things used to advertise. In Ebony. Let me get some of that. Let me get some of that up there. We ain't had no new hairstyles. These some new stuff.
To come out with something else. Yeah. Or history started repeating itself. You know how that goes.
Absolutely. But look, the Knicks. Congratulations. Do something with it. Like you're the Knicks. What are we doing here?
Yeah. And the fact to me that's so weird that you hit on it, that the players care about it, and we just want them to care about the All-Star game, but they care about this tournament and, okay, whatever. But maybe the kids growing up with it will like it, because for me, I'm just, I didn't watch. Was it even on TV? It was just on Peacock last night. I couldn't even find it.
I have no idea. This is my old man rant of the day. Is I'm tired of streaming, but let me put that on the thing. I don't know any of the rules for the NBA Cup. I don't know how it works. Don't need to know. Even when the Lakers won it, I don't know how they got to the point. They just got to the game, and it was like they're in the championship game, and then they won. Like a 50-point game from Anthony Davis, if I remember correctly. I'm going out of my way. I don't want to learn the rules. I got too much information. I don't want to. The same way with the NFL kickoffs. I don't understand how any of that works. Landing zones. I don't know. Because when we went to the Niners game last year in Minneapolis, they had a big video on the video board explaining the new kickoff rules. They were 2 things in. I saw landing zone and fielding opportunity. I was like, yeah, I'm out. Like I don't know what any of this has to do with anything. I don't want to know. Like, I don't want to know any of this information.
Yeah, I'm not even expending the energy to attempt to process what this is.
I'm just watching for fun. Like, what does this mean? Don't know. Like they call penalties, and if you kick it out of bounds a certain way, I don't care. I don't have the bandwidth. That's my old man rant. I ain't worried about the rules.
Yeah.
Like I've got that out. I watched this thing. Me and the wife watched this thing called Sail GP. It's a yacht. It's a speed sailboat race. They go to fancy places around the world. Rolex sponsors it. Okay, so okay. So I don't know. Last year, whatever, came across it on CBS one weird Saturday. I think it was a Saturday before. It was during the summertime. And I came across. I'm like, what is this? It's a bunch of countries, and they race, but they don't race like in a track. I can't explain it to you, but every time I'm trying to figure out the rules, I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I like watching it. Yeah. And we're like, what are the rules? I don't know. Because they'll be like, this team's in the lead. But I'm like, why are they at the back of the pack? What am I missing? Like, you can turn different ways. I'm not here for the rules. I'm just here because it's a British guy that does the commentating, and he makes it all sound exciting. Yeah. Disaster for the United States. But I'm like, I don't even know what happened. I don't like they do the speed, and it's in kilometers per hour, and I'm like, I don't want to do the conversion on that. Mm. Also funny, the U.S. team is terrible, terrible. They finished last. The last couple years we've been watching, they'd never win a race. The best finish they had in one of the heats, they came in 3rd place, and then they got disqualified because they ran into somebody. Whatever, and it's like. I don't know anything about it. I know the American team, they got the Statue of Liberty on the sails, and the U.S. team is, hey, won't y'all stop sucking? Like, that's my only thing. Like, yeah. But, fingers crossed, entered a contest to win tickets to, they have one of the races going to be in New York next year, so maybe we can go and watch.
Yeah.
But Rolex sponsors it. That's one.
Unbelievable.
Okay. Also, because I was like, I just want to see what the tickets cost to this event. Mm-hmm. And I went to the ticket section, and there's a section on the website that if you want to bring your yacht and watch the race from your yacht, this is the information. You know what? I stopped looking because I'm like, oh, okay. Righto, that's not my okay.
Yeah,
that's yes.
We have our own version of the Vol Navy at this event. So it's, Rolex yachts. Wow.
Yeah, so it's Rolex as a sponsor. They got people can bring their yachts, and it's all these exotic locales. Wow. It's New York. It's like New York, and I think San Francisco in America, but then it's like Brazil, and it's all the some of the stuff. I'm like, I don't even know where this is. Like, this seemed pretty exotic to me, but whatever. Again, all that to say, I've learned all the rules that I ever want to learn. I don't want to learn anything else. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't fit anything in there. Also, give me cable. I'm tired of streaming. I don't know where half this stuff is. I thought I had ESPN Plus, but I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I somehow get SEC Network Plus. I don't understand any of this. I just want to watch a game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta check again, and I don't know if it's ESPN Plus or just the ESPN app on the TV. I don't know.
Well,
But
I log in because my mom still got cable back home, so I use her logins because I was like, if I'm gonna be here, I need to be able to watch Kentucky games. However, I need to work that out. Like, I need to be able to watch these Kentucky games. So use my mom's login because the login still thinks I'm in Kentucky. So awesome. Yes, it defaults to my Kentucky stuff. But still, there's some. I was looking for something because I think one of the basketball games is on ESPN Plus, and I was like, I ain't got that. Whatever.
Yeah, some of them they're easing more and more over there every year. You look up and maybe it was 1 or 2, and now it's 5, and next year to be 6 or 7. It's just ESPN Plus only. They just keep, they know what they're doing. They just gradually trying to reel everybody in to the, all these Kentucky fans, they're gonna watch. They're gonna jump through all these hoops that we put out here to watch the Cats, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah, and all streaming sucks. Again, I'm still on my soapbox about the streaming. Why? Like, there's some shows, HBO Max, or is it Max, whatever it is. How are you going to have seasons 1 and 2 on HBO Max, season 3 on Amazon, and season 4 and 5 on something else? Like, I'm like, wait, what? Paramount Plus? That's a thing? Had no idea.
Yeah.
Because I don't even be watching TV that much. I was looking at some of those shows they got on CBS, when Jim Nance and Tony Romo were talking. Like, there's a show that's like Sheriff Cops or something. I'm like, that sounds made up. What are we doing? This is for real TV?
Yeah. I will give ESPN the app, whatever's on the smart TV. I guess it's just the ESPN app. I don't think it's ESPN Plus. Because I think it was last Wednesday, I missed Booyah, the Stuart Scott documentary, the Stuart Scott 30 for 30 in real time. But it's on demand on ESPN. So came home the next day and watched it. And it was well done. It was, just as good as you thought it'd be. All the, we talk about nostalgia, but in this case, all the good nostalgia and his journey, his start, back in Orlando, working his way up to ESPN, thinking he wasn't even gonna audition. I ain't even gonna send in a demo. So what if Stewart had never sent in the demo? I mean, man.
I need to watch it.
Oh, my bad. Spoiler alert. My fault.
Yeah, I need to catch it because I did not catch it in real time myself. I need to carve that out. But
for sure.
But once I watch it, we'll get into it. Maybe by next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I'll just zip it. But yeah, if you have seen it, you already know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I recommend it. And if you're a certain age, like TV and myself, we've referenced the golden age of ESPN and primetime and all of that. This fits right into that. So you definitely want to watch it. If you're old enough like us, you'll remember every bit of it, and you'll be glad you did, man. So you'll enjoy it. You enjoy it.
Absolutely, yeah. I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah, for sure. So props to whatever ESPN streaming I had that allowed me to watch it and not have to, scroll through. Listen, when are they going to re-air this? When are they going to re? Oh boy, I missed it. So that was, as much as we hate the streaming, I'll give it a tip of the cap for that. So just
that's just my old man rant of the other day. I tired of all this stuff. I know too much.
Exactly. So your Niners are the second test for 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, who knocked the dust off of himself. Rob ready to go in the Hall of Fame. He was gone for 5 years, and now he reset the clock on that against Seattle. I guess you was pulling for him last weekend. You was trying to hoping he'd come off the couch and get a dub.
yeah, because we needed we need the Seahawks and Rams to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks to Detroit and thanks to the Colts, that didn't happen this past weekend. But the Niners won against the Titans. Do have Indy on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
And because I think if Seattle wins on Thursday, so again, my fate is up to Sam Darnold. But if Seattle wins on Thursday and the Niners win out, 1 seed.
Wow.
Which is great. And look, this has been a crazy season.
Yeah.
For the Niners. The defense has not been great, but that's what happens when you're missing Bosa and you're missing Fred Warner. Like, the defense isn't going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Kyle Shanahan's not going to get a lot of credit, but this is probably his best job. I mean, you get Mac Jones for a couple of games. It's basically been CMC on offense.
Mm-hmm.
The whole Ayuk situation is bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay. But to be, 10 wins, I will absolutely take it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Wish my team could win 10 games. So yeah, I'd trade with you in a minute.
But
so
I'm hoping, we get to the playoffs, we could put Green Bay out of the playoffs again.
Yeah, that's sort of almost a tradition, man. How many times? 3 or 4?
4 for Aaron Rodgers, 0 for 4, and then 1 for Jordan Love.
Wow.
Like, look, man, I follow a lot of Packers fans, and when Purdy had that 3-interception game a couple weeks ago against Carolina.
And he still won.
Still won, but I'm not going to have a Green Bay fan talk to me about quarterbacks and interceptions. Especially because I watched Jordan Love 2 years ago in the playoffs throw 2 back-breaking interceptions to the Niners sealed the playoff game. Like, your guy did that.
Yeah.
Okay, like I'm not hearing it. It's just weird. Like, is Purdy gonna be what? Like, he's serviceable, and as we've seen, there's a lot of quarterbacks that have come in the league that aren't even serviceable. Top draft picks like that. There's a tweet like Tua and even Mac Jones, like all these guys coming in. This dude was the last pick of the draft, and he's played reasonably well.
Mm-hmm.
It appears that the Detroit Lions might have peaked.
Yeah.
Their best run was they should have ended it when they were up 17 points against the Niners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the frustrating thing is the way people talk about Purdy. It's like, I was listening to Bomani's show the other day. He was talking to somebody about, the Bears. And Bears fans are all excited because Caleb Williams and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, yeah, I get it, but Purdy has shown more.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what it's going to take, but whatever.
Yeah.
Keep winning.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Keep finding ways to do it. So getting close to that. I don't know. Texans, whoever, Saturday wildcard game. It won't be the Bengals this time around, so they have to put somebody else. So Chargers or whoever they figure out to.
Yeah, but I think I tagged you in that tweet where with the Niners trade for Joe Burrow. I'm like, if that happened, I'm gonna have to delete some tweets.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to delete some posts.
Yeah.
I was like, that would serve me right.
That would be something if they do that. Yeah, for sure.
Cincinnati on Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's
we're finally done with the Chiefs for a little
yeah.
bit.
Mm-hmm.
Their run, uh, they just got old.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Not saying that Mahomes can't come back and be competitive, but what does that look like?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's just these runs come to an end, the windows close one way or another, and that's kind of where they are right now.
Yeah,
You got guys that still get a lot of money and tying up salary and not playing like they used to, and so yeah, it gets to
yeah,
that weird spot.
yeah,
Sure enough,
absolutely.
sure enough. So I can't wish y'all well against the Colts, but I will be watching. So that'll be fun. I'll see if you know y'all might hurt that man. Y'all might hurt that man Monday. I'm just
I just, but at 40, coming back after not playing, like that's the, I don't know, man. Like,
he got 12 kids. He just trying to go anywhere. He said, I just need to leave the house. Yeah, I'll come back and play. Yeah, yeah. I'll come back and play. I'll play and face this defense right now just to,
but
you know,
but my thing, like you mentioned, his Hall of Fame. Are we sure he's going in the Hall of Fame?
what 60 some thousand pass yards. I don't know.
Well, and I get all that, but as I've
Uh,
as I've pointed out on several occasions, that's not really how the NFL goes, where these numbers get you in. Because again, last time I looked, Johnny Unitas and Joe Montana are 19 and 20. It might
mm-hmm.
be 20 and 21 right now in passing yards. In front of them, at the very least, I remember it's Kerry Collins.
Yo.
So, and there's other people. I think Andy Dalton is going to get close enough to pass him. Like that doesn't move. The passing yards doesn't move me as much as it may with some people.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think eventually he will. Maybe not first ballot, but I don't know. He didn't win a Super Bowl with this. Who else didn't? Well, Marino didn't. He's no Marino, but Dan Fouts is in there. The guys like that. I think he'll get lumped into that kind of.
Yeah,
Hey, he put up numbers. He was on a good offense. You had him and Gates and LaDainian Tomlinson, and they had some good teams. Got to the AFC Championship game, something like that.
yeah.
I think he'll eventually make his way in there, and now he'll be 50 instead of 50 whatever whenever he stops playing.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So we'll see what these cats do Saturday. It's gonna be early for y'all. It's gonna be 11 something your time Saturday for that. So I'm not sure what type of cleaning you'll do. You got your early morning cleaning. Do you clean differently when it's a 9 o'clock p.m. tip off? Or
I did during the Indiana game. I actually did start cleaning. I hadn't. So these other games, because by the time I get my cleaning supplies out, we're in the middle of a 10-minute drought. I'm like, well, this is not going to be great. But I did clean a little bit in the second half during the Indiana game, so I'll be ready to rock and roll.
there you go. We'll be watching your timeline to see how in depth you have to get, and
Yeah,
go from there. But we always enjoy doing this, and next Wednesday we'll be talking about St. John's and Niners and Colts, and hopefully a volleyball championship we'll be talking about as well, TB. So
yeah,
always fun.
yeah,
Appreciate the BS3 network for letting us be on here. Appreciate everybody takes time to comment and watch. Stay warm, Michelle. Stay warm, TB. Appreciate Gerard Baker, our consistent, steady rock listeners. If you haven't subscribed or followed, definitely do that. If you go to Apple Podcasts, look us up. You can leave a little 5-star review and all that. Just type in Cats Talk Wednesday and Spotify and all that. Leave us a little 5-star stuff. It helps grow, helps people find it, all that kind of stuff. So we appreciate it. And look, we appreciate you, TV. Appreciate the knowledge.
yeah,
Appreciate the soapboxes. And tell Mom B hello, and y'all stay
yeah.
warm. And
Yes, sir.
We'll do this again next week. Cats Talk Wednesday, BS3 Network. For TB, this is Vinny, and we'll see y'all.